Hi. Welcome to our podcast. Hello, and welcome to our very first episode of BRUIN BANTER. My name's Lisa.
I'm Taylor.
And we're your hosts. We have two guest stars here.
Jaden. I'm Jaden.
And I'm John.
Hashtag common appearances.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hashtag more than guest stars.
Yeah, so this is a little different than my usual YouTube videos. Basically, this is going to be a new series that we're starting where we answer little questions and do little things and just kind of talk. Just like a video podcast. I don't know, we thought it'd be fun. So let's do little like mini introductions.
Oh, okay.
You start.
No, why do I have to
Because
start?
I've been talking. You get to talk now.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm Taylor. I'm a third year nursing student like these lovely folks right here. Oh my god. I don't know what to talk about
ice cream
myself.
flavor.
That's so basic. Okay. My favorite ice cream flavor right now is cookie dough.
Ooh,
Great.
that's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Classic.
Okay. My name is Lisa. I am the owner of this YouTube channel. And I'm also a third year nursing major at UCLA. And my favorite ice cream flavor, I always say cookie dough, so now I have to come up with something else.
Well, you can also have cookie dough as your favorite ice cream flavor.
But now it sounds like I'm copying you. Okay, mine's cookie dough, but not like the one that has like the cookie, like the frozen yogurt cookie dough pieces in it. Like it has to have actual cookie dough in it.
Yeah.
Like otherwise I'm not gonna eat it.
Yeah.
I love the frozen
Yeah.
yogurt one.
Okay, go.
Oh, I'm doing also something?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm Jaden, and I'm also a third year nursing major. And guys, my favorite ice cream is cookie dough.
Should we just change the name to Cookie Dough Podcast?
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my name is John. I'm also a third year nursing major, and I'm quirky and different, so I like cookies and cream.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
But qualifications for this podcast episode, third year nursing
Nursing
major.
major. Yeah, pretty much.
At UCLA.
Who likes some variation of cookies in their ice cream?
Yeah, there we go.
1% acceptance rate.
Oh, okay, not already.
Okay.
Off the ground.
Anyways. Okay,
Jaden jumped my head.
Our idea for the first episode of this podcast is basically I have been talking to some of the like incoming freshmen in the nursing program, and they had some questions that they were asking us, and so we collected all those questions and we put them all in a doc, and we're just going to be answering those and kind of talking about the nursing program as much as we know. I mean, we haven't really like gotten to the like actual hard part of the program.
We're about to.
We were really stressing about that before, but that's besides the point. We're going to talk about the fun years, so we'll start with that.
To give context,
Yeah, go
like
ahead.
the first 2 years of nursing, at least at UCLA, if you go in as a freshman, it's all textbook. Yeah. These are like your basic classes, you do take nursing courses, but from third year to fourth year, it is all nursing classes.
And like electives.
The most, up
first
until
years.
this point, like the most nursing classes we've ever taken in one quarter is 2. And then the other classes that we take are either like GEs or major requirements like chem or bio or microbio or
math,
like etc. So this is the first quarter that
We don't have
we
that.
don't have that, and actually we're going to be taking not 3, not 4, but 5 classes,
With
and they're
4
all
8
nursing
a.m.s.
classes. 4 8 a.m.
4 8
Yeah.
a.m.s.
But that's for a different video.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. We're going to get ahead of ourselves.
This is for you freshies.
This is for you freshies who don't have to worry about that yet.
Yay! I'm sorry.
But
Okay.
yeah, the first 2 years are definitely just like what make
The best.
what separates like an AA program from like a BSN is your little like GEs and stuff.
So, moral of the story, mess around your first 2 years.
A lot.
Because third and fourth year, saddle in.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's like,
I would say. Wait, we're going really off. Is that okay?
We are. No, it's fine. It's just
Okay.
like an intro
So like,
part.
my biggest advice like for the incoming freshmen would honestly be like get involved in as many things as you can like the first and second year, like because of that, because like we're going into a year where we have like literally 5 nursing classes
And,
in
like,
one
no
quarter
free time.
and no free time, and then we're going to be starting clinicals in January,
And then whittle them down.
like get involved, make friends. This is your chance, and you will get to make friends too with the people in your cohort. Like I hope you like them because you're gonna be with them
You're
for
gonna
the
be
next
stuck
4
with them.
years. I'm stuck with these crazy people. Yikes.
should we
And then as
kidding.
you
Lots
sort
of
of
love.
like progress into like the harder years of the program, then you can sort of make those hard decisions of like which extracurriculars you feel are really important to you and that benefit you.
Exactly.
You know, because a lot of extracurriculars, hopefully you're doing them to like relax and like take a break
Me
from
time.
Yeah. Well
Okay.
said.
Should we start
was
before
good,
we
that was
just
good.
answer all the questions before we even
Yeah.
get to
Yeah. It's like, actually, no more
We're kind of
questions.
jumping all around. I don't know what
Okay.
that tells you about us.
Should we
but-
just
Okay,
go, are we going
let's
in
start.
order?
Yeah, first question.
Okay.
Is the environment competitive?
No.
This is specifically within nursing.
No.
Outside of.
I think UCLA in general is not competitive.
I was gonna say that actually. Yeah. Not to divert from the question again, but I think UCLA compared to like other bigger name schools,
Interestingly
Berkeley,
enough.
just is a lot less competitive. I would say, just based on like from what I've heard from other people and like kind of like the stereotypes and all that.
Yeah.
I would like to stress though that we're still very driven.
Yeah.
So like
Right.
even though
Yeah,
we aren't like
that's true.
like competing within one another, you're still like competing with yourself. You're
Yeah.
still trying
Especially
to like
within
do
the
the best.
nursing
I would say
program,
the
yeah.
most competitive part about the nursing program is the actual getting in
Just
part.
getting in,
and then
yeah.
once you're here,
Honestly.
like we're all here to help each other. Like we all like we
Yeah.
are our study groups. Like,
Yeah.
Like, who are we competing?
we're
What
not-
are we competing
We're not
for?
competing
Right.
against
Yeah.
anything because like at the end of the day, we all have the same end goal, and so
And we're all
nobody's
gonna
like.
work
I
together.
know like in like medical dramas and like a lot of the stereotypes like for nursing specifically are about like sabotage and like kind of like mean girl stuff, and like there's none of that here because at the end of the day like
At
we're all
least-
trying to get to the same.
At least for our
yeah.
year.
At least
Yeah,
for our
yeah,
year.
from what
and
we've
I can't
experienced.
speak for like
experienced.
anyone else's like other classes, but at least for like the classes we all take together, I haven't experienced a single like curve or like
Yeah.
traditional
Right,
curve
that
system.
too, which
Yeah,
I feel like
we
is
all,
very unique.
We
for
all
us, too.
very much help each other out.
Yeah. So
we're
we
here
don't.
for each other.
Yeah.
I think that
Aw.
answers that question.
Okay.
So no,
I love
moral
that
of the
one.
story, no. The environment is not
It's
competitive.
not competitive.
Which is a good thing.
But
Very good
not
thing.
But not.
Not in like a
Don't slack off.
unmotivated way.
Don't
Yeah,
slack
yeah.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all very driven,
Okay.
and we help each other get there, but we're not competing to get there.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Second question. Has your field of interest in nursing changed at all?
Yes.
I yeah, you
No.
go.
So, yes and no. When I first got into nursing, I was like, the only kind of nursing I ever want to do in my life is pediatric nursing, and that's it. Like, that's all I want to do. I already know that. I still do want to do like pediatrics, but now I also want to be a travel nurse, and I might want to work in oncology, and I might want to work in the NICU, and so at this point, I know I want to work in that general area, but I don't know if that's in hospital and family practice and pediatrics and NICU, like. So yeah, I like have an idea, but when I was going in, I was like really specifically like, this is the kind of nursing I want to do. And the more I learned about it from my professors and from like other nursing students, I'm like, oh, actually, I have no idea what
Yeah.
I'm
Keep in mind, though, we have not gotten to clinicals
Exactly,
yet, so that
exactly.
can
So this answer- that's
completely
important.
This
change
answer could
our
definitely
mind.
change.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's when you actually experience the fields.
Yeah.
But I would say no.
I've stayed pretty like undecided my whole like nursing
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah.
But I am like sort of exploring critical care now. I think like I'm sort of like settling into that kind of idea, but again, haven't done really anything yet. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's very much like the majority of people that like have made up their mind are like pediatrics and like travel nurse
Yeah.
is like really the
Yeah.
biggest thing. But I don't know. I feel like in my like personal opinion, I'd try to like not like go into clinicals with that mindset just because
Yeah.
I'm trying to like fully experience everything without
Yeah.
any like bias in my mind of what I want to do.
Yeah.
I
would agree with that.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's kind of like the way that
Yeah.
I'm approaching it.
Well, yeah. Well, I went into it not really knowing what I wanted to do, and I think that's like the best way to do it is because, like Lisa was saying, like keep your mind open because you have no idea. Like you could totally, like she was saying, you could totally like pediatrics, get there and realize you hate children. Like
Right,
that's totally a thing that happens.
Yeah.
And I think, well, I want to be a travel nurse, so I feel like what
Yeah.
you're saying, like that's something that's very consistent. And with travel nursing, that's not like a specific specialty either.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just like a
And
general.
And that's
job.
like that's what's great about like getting a
Nursing.
nursing degree too.
Yeah.
Is that
Nursing
it's
is
so
su-
flexible.
It's such
You can
a
change your
versatile.
mind.
It's like
Yeah.
such a versatile job position also
Yeah.
because like even if at the end of the day like you're doing one kind of nursing and you want to migrate around, like you can with like a little bit of an adjustment.
Yeah.
But also like what you can do with your degree. Like if you're doing nursing and you're like, I do not want to do this anymore, like great. If you want to go into management, you could be a hospital manager or
So
you could be
true,
a
for
professor or
Yeah.
you
Nurse
could be an
educator.
EMS or
Nurse
a nurse
teaching,
educator.
yeah.
Like
We were, like,
it's
just
such a
reading about that.
right. Like
Yeah.
it's such a versatile like major to have. So you picked a good one.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yes.
Good job.
Yes.
And congratulations.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Do you plan on getting an apartment your third year due to clinicals? If so, why?
So we're in
We're
our
all-
third year.
Yeah. And we're in a dorm
I'm
right
in a
now.
dorm.
So
I'm in a sorority house.
yeah.
I'm in an apartment, so I'm the only one that can
So
speak
yeah,
on
we have a
this.
little bit of Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, go.
I would say I don't think it matters if I'm at least right now. We don't know yet
Yeah.
because we haven't been in clinicals yet. I don't think it matters that much. I think whatever you want to do is what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because
housing's housing.
What'd you say?
Housing's housing.
Yeah.
Housing is housing. just parking. Parking is what
Parking.
matters because you need your car to get around the greater LA area. That's the only. And there's issues with parking because
I don't have your car.
even
Sorry,
I'm
go.
sorry.
even though you need your car for clinicals, you don't get a guaranteed parking spot. And this is something that we stressed about and struggled with over the summer.
And we like assumed that it was going to be a
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we got like a letter of like recommendation kind of from the nursing department, basically being like, this person needs a parking spot because of academic need. And whoever did apply, thankfully got a parking spot, but there
But it
still
didn't
is a
seem- yeah.
chance to not get in. So I think that's what
And
really
parking's
matters.
expensive.
And parking
Yeah.
is very, very
So-
expensive.
If living like in an apartment that has a parking structure where you can get a parking spot is like something you're thinking about, like I would say like that would make it worth it. Like
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
because like then you have guaranteed parking, and even if you don't get a parking pass, like parking in Westwood is
Very
it's
iffy.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like it's so iffy.
Yeah. That's why I have a scooter.
And not to
Scooters
like
work.
like downgrade Westwood like that. It's also not like the safest for your car.
Yeah.
No,
There's a lot
it's
of
not.
break-ins, so street parking is also like not the most ideal situation.
or fires. Your car could.
Okay, that's just maybe.
Don't park on Roebling during anything exciting.
Oh yeah,
or
do
else.
not park on
Yeah, don't park
Roebling.
on Roebling.
Roebling
Your
block
car
parties.
Your
Light
car
on
might
fire.
be
You might get a
little
scooter
broken.
in your window.
Yeah.
Just fair warning. Not
Stuff goes
that
down
wasn't
at
a business.
UCLA.
Yeah.
You're like a scooter in your window.
No, 'cause literally.
Okay.
Because there was a bird scooter. Remember?
Yeah, at that Roebling block party. That was crazy.
Okay. Anyways, and then the other thing I wanted to add, the one thing to like think about with apartments and all that, next summer for us, so the summer between 3rd and 4th year is when we have clinicals all summer, so we'll have to be here. So in terms of like housing with that,
That's important.
right?
Yeah.
You can't exactly like stay in the dorms or the university apartments like over the summer,
Like you could, but it's like a complicated
And then you'd have to
process.
move twice.
Right.
Yeah.
right? So
I'd say this pertains not to 3rd years, but to 4th.
yeah,
like 3rd
I
to
think
4th year.
3rd to 4th year is when you'd really like
Yeah.
consider
Yeah.
trying to figure out either you like
Yeah.
sign a summer lease and then like go into university apartment or a dorm or
Yeah.
whatever.
And
but-
especially now that UCLA does offer a 4-year housing guarantee, like
Okay, but that's
if you want to stay in the dorms your
I don't
3rd
think
year,
that
there's
applies to us.
nothing.
BS.
Well, what I am saying, but what I am saying,
really just
what I am saying though is
Okay.
for the incoming
My
freshmen, like that the housing guarantee is like
Yeah,
still very
computers.
useful in the sense like if you want to dorm now, you still like can continue without
Yeah.
much problem.
Okay, are there any clubs, programs, or extracurriculars related to nursing on the UCLA campus?
Oh, there's
Yes.
a lot.
John.
So many.
There's definitely like a lot of different nursing clubs. We have a critical care interest nursing club. There's a pediatric interest nursing club. There's cultural clubs for nursing. So there's APINZA, which I'm technically in, which is the Asian Pacific Islander Nursing Student Alumni Association, and there are like African American and Latino American counterparts as well. And then we are all members of the co-ed professional nursing fraternity, Alpha Tau Delta, and they offer us networking opportunities and fun stuff.
That's me.
So yes.
So yes, there's
Yes,
a lot.
there's a
But
lot.
don't feel pressured to have to join them.
Yeah.
They're also very small and low commitment.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of them are. ATD is very low
Most
commitment.
I will say like most of the orgs that I'm actually almost all except for ATD of the orgs that I'm involved in are not nursing related orgs. So
Which
there's
is kind of
not,
nice
like,
sometimes because then you're not around the same people all the time.
Yeah, it gives me a little
Yeah.
bit, and that's like one of the ways that I was able to make more friends is like by being in those different orgs. So if you're the type of person that that's something that you would want to do and you want to like prioritize time for your different interests, then you don't have to strictly do nursing clubs to have a successful like student experience.
For sure.
That's so
yeah.
true.
And also like if you just do like if you're like just like education minded at heart, like there's so many like researching opportunities and like
Yeah.
Number one,
just like a lot of different
And not just nursing.
Science-related
It's not even
opportunities.
just nursing. Like there's
For
a
sure.
bunch of like health related clubs all over campus.
I'm in
Yeah.
Filipinos for Community Health, like which is literally like a pre-med club in my opinion, and I'm having fun. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Very similar question. Do you have any info on any nursing sororities?
No,
Is it
nursing
just-
Those don't
sororities.
exist.
It's
Yeah.
just ATD, which is a professional
Frat.
Frat.
Not even a frat though.
Yeah.
There's no frat
it's
house.
not associated.
There's no like.
It's not associated with Greek life
pay the money.
in simpler terms of like IFC, which is like International Fraternity Corporation.
Yeah, no.
And it's not associated with Panhellenic, which is like the International Sorority Organization. It's kind of a separate entity.
It's like a club
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we call
It's
a
like
frat.
a higher
That we pay
it's a
money
higher
to.
commitment.
Yeah.
It's a higher commitment professional club, but it's really useful for networking opportunities.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good time. This one's just study tips.
Keep a planner.
Study tips.
Keep a planner.
Yeah, this is what we tell everyone.
Be
Like,
organized. Organization.
if you take anything from this video, like get a planner.
Notion.
Whether that's Notion, whether that's a paper planner, whether
I
that's
got a
sticky
paper
notes.
planner this year, guys.
Oh wow.
Congrats.
That's good.
Because there's a bajillion Oh, now that
So many.
Canvas is a thing, Canvas helps more because it like organizes it for you.
Yeah.
But we didn't have Canvas the first 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, it's called BRUIN Learn, but just be
Canvas.
organized. Make sure you go to your classes. Make sure you do your assignments, and you're good. That's literally
It wastes so much time just looking through your syllabus over and over again to
Yeah.
see if there's an assignment due.
Yeah.
So just organize it into a spreadsheet.
And it's so stressful
of
too,
the due
like when
date.
you don't know.
Study-
Spreadsheets too, that works.
study in groups. Round of
Yeah.
applause. Study in groups.
Figure
Like
out-
seriously.
Figure out like the best way, like the best studying that works for you. So like I have different studying habits than like these two and then Jaden and
Yeah.
like we all like have like a little bit of
I
different
mean,
studying
yeah.
habits. I don't know if mine like have always been the best, but I like study on my own first and then I like
Yeah.
always I love a good group study moment,
Yeah.
especially like getting ready for like a midterm or a final is really beneficial.
For sure.
We find like
We do that so much. That helps so much.
that helps
genuinely.
a lot. Like we usually make like study guides or like go over like learning objectives and then kind of run through like practice questions like for tests, which just makes everything like for me like a million times easier. That's the best.
And
way
even
that I
just
can
after like
study.
a week of studying, just like seeing people again, like
Well,
stressing together. And,
Yeah, I
like,
think just like using a group as like a final like
Yeah.
study on your own and then like
regroup
before
and like
the
be able
yeah.
to explain things to others.
Yeah.
and, like, go-
Because you don't want to be dead weight in a study
Because there's nothing more frustrating than having a
Yeah.
question and asking a group chat that like isn't responding. So
Yeah.
like if you have like friends that you can like be with and just ask them the question, like it's gonna help a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
good.
That's
Is
a
that,
good
is that
shout.
your own?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, find your own study habits. Like you know
Right,
yourself.
you
know
kind of
yourself
need to-
best.
yeah.
But you also don't want to like spend all of your time studying and like not
Yeah.
getting to do anything else because that's not like good for your mental health or like your well-being either.
Especially coming in from high school, I feel like you like have what worked for you in high school, and like a lot of times that's just not going to work in college, just with the way that like college classes
Yeah.
are formatted.
Yeah.
Like you can take as many AP classes as you want, it's just not going to be the same.
I didn't.
There's a lot of
Girl, why was
I
I, more
didn't-
stressed out senior year
I
than
didn't.
like, college?
I didn't study.
Yeah.
I didn't really study in high school.
Really?
Right.
And
Yeah.
like going into college, I like didn't. I was like, oh, I'll be fine. Like I didn't really study as much. Like I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I definitely am more of a studier now.
You're gonna need to be.
Especially like for nursing, but
Yeah.
I'm also more of like a hands-on person. So like I say, I definitely get way more out of our group study sessions than I do any studying by myself.
And
sure.
also very early on in the quarter, realize what classes you actually need to like read
Focus
for.
on.
Prioritize
And,
your
like,
important,
prioritize
like
your
chem,
time.
you guys.
Chem.
Chem's gonna be a big one. Chem's gonna haunt you all through
Chemistry.
freshman year.
all 3 quarters.
Don't scare them.
Chem is hell. Except, okay, this is completely off track from anything. And I know I've said this in videos before, but you're going to have Chem 14A, 14B, and 14C. And 14C is going to seem the scariest, but it's not at all. Like,
I loved 14C.
Like, 14C was genuinely...
14C was so good.
Yeah, yeah.
OChem, people think
That
I'm
final,
crazy.
though.
The final
People
no, it
think
was
I'm
bad.
crazy.
I genuinely, I
loved
understood it the
I
most.
OChem was great.
We loved
Yeah.
OChem.
Yeah.
Like, we vibed with OChem.
if you don't
I
mess-
crushed that final.
If you
I
don't
don't
mess
know
with
what's
math,
bad.
you'll love OChem.
Yeah.
It's a great refresher.
Yeah.
Okay, so-
worst and best part.
So the question is, what are the worst and best parts of...
The
I guess
school
let's stick to the nursing program. Yeah.
Okay.
Worst and best parts. We can think about this for a little bit, but...
Let's reflect on this for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I have mine.
Go.
Girl. already.
So I think the best part of the nursing program is the like the size. Because it's so small, you get to really get to know everyone in your cohort, but as well as it's really easy to make connections with your teachers if you
Yes.
really want to reach out and
For
like
sure.
put in that effort.
That's
And I feel like that's like the. Oh, sorry, you can go first.
that's just kind of subjective to our group though.
What do you mean?
Because we had a very specific experience of
With COVID and online?
Because
Yeah.
we were COVID people, like our freshman year. So
Yeah.
for other nursing years, they don't really get to know each other like that until
Yeah.
like the third year. We
Once
were
they
all
start, like,
very
yeah.
tight knit,
Freshman.
fall,
We literally-
freshman
yeah.
quarter.
That's because like as soon as we got our admissions, like there was a group chat made on Snapchat and then on GroupMe with our nursing
I did that.
cohort.
Lisa
And then
was
we
in charge
did,
of
yeah,
that.
good job, Lisa. And then we organized. Actually,
That was all
it was
Lisa.
like
It was like, that's how we got
It was like the
close.
three
Yeah,
of us.
yeah.
How we got close is like
really
Lisa
did- yeah, well,
started
Jaden
and
was there
Jaden
too.
too and Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
like a bunch of
others.
people. Yeah.
Um,
That's kind of, we started like doing Zooms, and we would like, this isn't really relevant at all to anything you guys would need to know, but yeah, so that's
Besides
kind of
them.
our unique experience, and
Yeah.
that's why
sorry, Jaden. I
we
didn't
got
mean
so
to snub you.
close. But
You're good.
yeah, so I guess I would agree that that would be like a pro, and also like the resources of the nursing program. Like,
oh my god.
we have so many. Janet.
Our academic
is
Shout
advisor.
out to Janet
Shout out
King.
to
Janet
Our
is the
academic advisor queen.
Janet is my favorite person ever.
Yeah, can you give your personal
I-
story?
I have a personal experience with Janet where at one point it was during fall quarter of last year. I was having a really rough morning. I had like basically stayed up all night writing an essay for another class. I was leaving like the sorority house where I am, and I like accidentally slammed my finger in the gate, and it like ripped off my entire fingernail. And in my shock, I was like, I'm still gonna go to class. So I walked all the way to class. We had an epidemiology class that day with no fingernail. Like my finger was throbbing. I was in shock and I was like crying. And I walked in and my professor was like, "You need to leave." She's like, "I don't know where the first aid kit is." And I was like, "Okay," because we were in the basement. And I walked upstairs to Janet's office and I was like crying, and she was like, "Oh my god, are you okay? What's going on?" And she like got me a first aid kit, and she was like, "You need to go to ASH. Do you have UC ship?" And I was like, "Yes." And she walked me to ASH
Like
because
the Student Health Center.
Student Health Center, because I didn't know where it was. She walked me from the nursing building all the way there.
It's
and
a
this
long walk.
Which is far.
Which is a far walk.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's a faculty member and she's busy, and
Yeah.
I'm just a student.
Yeah.
And then when we got there, the person at the front desk was like, "No, we're not taking walk-ins." And Janet was like, "But it's an emergency." And they were like, "I'm sorry, we're not taking walk-ins." And then basically, like, in my defense, like, Janet was like, "I'm a professor at like the School of Nursing, like this is a nursing student. What kind of healthcare are we promoting as a healthcare university if we're not even letting walk-ins?" And I was just like, I was starstruck. I was like, I want Janet to be my best friend. Like,
No,
she's
yeah.
so cool.
And
Yeah.
if she can't help you, she
knows
will,
who can.
She knows
And
connections.
she will
She
directly
Oh,
connect
yeah.
you to them.
We
like,
walked,
forward the
we
email
walked
to them,
right
whatever
back.
you need.
We walked right back to the nursing building after that, and she immediately went into the office, started talking to all of the other administrators, and was like, "You will not believe what just happened this morning." So she showed me the true
Queen.
definition of nurse advocacy.
Nurse advocacy.
She's so amazing.
Yeah.
She's so amazing.
So we have a bunch of people like that. We have our own financial aid advisor. We have our like all of these
We get a
things.
lot
just
of
a
resources.
huge network of resources.
Yeah.
A lot of resources.
And like the other thing, like what's that thing that they have now? I mean, none of us have used that yet.
Oh,
so I
nursing
can't-
specialty coaching?
Yes, that.
Yes,
Can you
that.
talk about
That is for clinicals, and it's basically like if you need help with like any kind of clinical skill, your lab instructor will sort of refer you to them if you failed like any of your like OSATs, or which I actually don't know what that stands for just quite yet.
I was about to say, what does that mean?
No,
But
I-
like just any of your
I read that
clinical skills,
recently.
any of your clinical skills, if you're like not doing too well in them, they'll refer you to that nursing specialty coach to get remediation.
Yeah.
So we definitely
Which
have a
is
lot
all
of
great.
resources.
Yeah.
No one will get left behind, even if it seems hard.
yeah.
I guess, and then
the worst part.
Oh yeah.
ooh,
It's just the. You go first.
I was sorry.
No, you go first.
I was gonna say the worst part of the nursing program, in my opinion, would be I like to plan a lot. Like I like to overthink about classes before they actually happen, and because we are such a small program, there aren't a lot of like Bruin Rock reviews. There aren't a lot of people that you can talk to about some of the classes we're taking. So you walk into the quarter sort of blind until everything actually happens.
Except for that one Reddit post.
I would say both a pro and a
And the
con.
yeah.
You have your schedule, like your classes
Yeah.
are mapped out for you. Other than like what GEs and stuff like
Yeah.
that, everything like.
But not
Like we-
even like
yeah.
what GEs you take, not when you
Yeah,
take them.
yeah, like, and it's like a pro and a con because you do get guaranteed classes.
For a lot of your
For
classes.
like
yeah.
chemistry, there are people fighting tooth and nail to get in seat, and we are guaranteed a seat. So
Yeah.
that's like that's an amazing thing that I love about nursing, is that I don't even have to think about that, because I'm like literally already enrolled in the class. But at the same time, it's like,
it's very constricting, and
girl, do not do a minor.
It's
Right.
really like, I
Like-
think the worst part, is definitely like about that scheduling
Yeah.
note, is like there's a lot of pressure for academic success in your classes because of the structure of the schedule, because each of the classes that we take are only offered once a year.
and
Yeah.
if you fail out of
you,
them,
like,
you have to
don't
wait a
pass,
whole year
or like
to,
you get an incomplete, like for whatever reason, you have to wait an entire year.
But then
before
that just,
can
and you
like,
can't
screws
take
it
the
up.
next classes,
Yeah.
and you
because
can't
those
take the
build
next.
off of the other
All the
ones.
classes are prereqs for each other.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
if you, especially for the GEs are a little bit more lenient. So like the Chem and the LS7 series, but the nursing classes specifically, like staying on top of those classes academically, there's a lot of like pressure to do that.
Yeah.
And I know like, and we're all good students here.
Yeah.
Like, and so it's not impossible, like, and I don't want you to be like scared about that, but it does add that, like, I get stressed very easily. It does add that like extra level of pressure, just to the fact that like, oh man, like this, we have one chance like to take this class, and that's it until next year.
And like people who try to take minors, it's just it's a lot. Like just nursing,
But it is
it's
possible.
a big. You
Yeah,
can do
you
it.
can do it.
You could totally
You can
do
do
it
it.
if you are that type of person, and if you want to do it, do it. But know what you are getting into. That's all I have to
it's
say.
really hard.
Yeah.
And I would definitely say, like, for the first 2 years, to speak on Taylor's note, for the first 2 years, your nursing classes are honestly your little, like, break in the day.
Yeah.
Like, out of all of your other classes, they're gonna be low-key your easiest.
Yeah.
So...
Except unless you find like a good GE.
unless you find, like, a really easy GE.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for the most part, those nursing classes your first 2 years will be somewhat of a cakewalk.
Until
But
you
just stay on top of them.
until you get to what, microbiome and patho, and that's when it starts getting.
Oh, I forgot
A
about
little
microbiome.
hard.
Microbiome was hard.
Then
But
that's when it starts getting a little bit harder.
Which, if you want easy GE recommendations, I have a video on that. I'll link it down below.
Link in the bio.
TLDR, don't take classics 10. Anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
T.
Anyways, but
took some good
I
Gs.
had another thing I was gonna say. Oh, another thing, like, kind of on top of that, you were saying, what were you saying? Just about like
The classes.
not having like a tighter schedule. You
Yeah.
also can't do like study abroad,
Yeah.
or you
Yeah.
can't like take like a gap year, or you can't, like, there's a lot of things that you can't, that's like a kind of a part of the normal like college experience, where you have this freedom to do whatever you want. Like you kind of have to take 8 AMs every quarter, like you have to, there's just a lot of things that make it very like structured, which a lot of people, you know,
Yeah,
aren't
that
gonna
too. There's
appreciate.
like, because we take specific classes when you're enrolling, like there's one class, and it's like you don't get to choose like, oh, I want an 8 a.m. instead of a 3 p.m. Like for some classes there are, but for most of the time,
usually it's
that
not,
class, and you're taking that class, so you don't really get to make your schedule. The schedule's
Yeah.
made for you.
Yeah, which
So,
kind of.
it's a good and a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a good
So
and a
when
bad
planning your extracurriculars, make sure that those extracurriculars can work with your classes, and
Right.
like prioritize those extracurriculars
Yeah.
that respect the fact that you are a student,
Yes.
Yeah.
including
It was-
jobs and work.
It
Yes,
was really
jobs.
hard. Like I in freshman year, I had an off-campus job, which was fine because it was online for all of our freshman year. But I had to like switch to a campus job
Same.
second year because like it wasn't flexible enough with the nursing schedule and like the inconsistencies of every week. Like even now,
like
like
freshman
our
year,
schedule was not symmetrical. It wasn't ever like we have 3 classes every Wednesday and 2 classes every Tuesday and Thursday. Like it's completely different, and it changes every quarter too.
Yeah.
And so make sure that's a really good point.
And these
Find
quarters are 10
extracurriculars
weeks.
and jobs that are respectful of your changing schedule, and especially like for me going into like winter and spring of this year, we don't know when we're gonna have our clinicals, and we don't know what weekends we're gonna have our clinicals on, and
That's
we don't know
completely
if we're
random.
gonna have it on breaks and
Yeah.
3-day weekends.
Yeah.
Like it's completely random, and so like we have to free up basically our entire schedule until we get closer. So like work with your job and work with your like student orgs, and it's definitely possible. Like we're working folks, like
Yeah. I would just
It's definitely possible.
definitely recommend campus jobs, because there's like a certain limit of like how many hours they can give you.
19.5.
Yeah, and they're very
Yep.
they're very respectful towards your like classes, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah.
yeah. We can talk about like that too. Like I
It
think
could
that
be
was
another
that was the
podcast.
next I think that was the next question, was like, what are you involved in?
What else we're involved with outside of the nursing program, I guess.
You go
This
first.
would be a John question.
This would be John question.
And Taylor.
And Taylor.
So I guess my main two like extracurriculars, I am in an acapella group.
Sorry, go.
I'm in my main two extracurriculars, I am in an acapella group called Deviant Voices. With a beatboxer if you're trying to audition. But that's been pretty fun. That's sort of been my main creative outlet. Now, as for money, because boys broke, I'm a campus tour guide, and we recruit in the fall, and then you get hired in the winter, which has been a very, very fun community to join.
Nice. I'm in a sorority, so I'm in Greek life. I also have an on-campus job. I just got promoted, guys. I'm a senior shift supervisor.
Yes.
So cool. I work at the Court of Sciences in what's called the bomb shelter, and I basically work at 3 different restaurants, and it just kind of rotates. I'm also in a dance club called Synthesis Dance Club. I just joined that last year.
Crazy.
I also am in a club called Relay for Life, which we raise money for the pediatric Cancer Society and for the American Cancer Society, and then I am applying for care extenders at the end of next week, so wish me luck.
Girl.
I like involvement.
Do you want to explain what Care Extenders is?
Oh yeah. Care extenders is a volunteer program that provides like kind of clinical experience for pre-med and nursing and healthcare like focused majors. So you apply, and it's through Ronald Reagan, and it's the
president.
Well, not like, well, I don't know, like for people that don't know anything. Like,
The UCLA hospital. Thank you. You're right. That's a good point. UCLA hospital is called the Ronald Reagan Hospital, or Ronald Reagan Medical Center, and Care Extenders is a 4-hour shift every week, and I think every 6 to 8 weeks you like switch up the rotation. I'm not exactly sure how that works. It's kind of like clinicals, and you can rank like which rotations you want to do, and you don't always get your first choice. I have a few friends that are in Care Extenders right now, and it's only 4 hours, so it's 1 shift a week, so it's a pretty low commitment. Occasionally you will have an additional shift a week that's either like a training shift or an orientation shift or whatever, but it's unpaid because it is volunteer work, but it's a really, really good way to get some hospital volunteering and clinical experience on your resume. I'm also planning on applying for a UCLA health job or an internship. I started reaching out to our professors, so hopefully that'll be okay. She's great. Yeah.
Lisa and I don't do anything.
We don't really do anything. We're in ATD. Also, we were
an
assistant.
Oh yeah, well that's not like a big
Hey, that's something.
Well,
okay.
You tutor. She tutors.
I do.
People.
I tutor. Okay. Hold on. So I'm just gonna say that now because no one mentioned moving assistants. We're moving assistants right now, which is
it's
just
only
like
for a week.
It's a week thing to move in early if you really want to do it. It's kind of a scam.
Don't do it. I'm kidding.
Like it's fun and you get to like meet people and stuff. I mean I've always said I could do another video on this if someone really wants to, but there's not really much to it. You just you're helping to move people in. You move in early, you get a free T-shirt. That's about it.
Yeah.
But it's the best pajama shirt of your life.
It's a good pajama shirt. Yeah.
I don't really do anything.
We do ATD. Yeah, and so
I do ATD.
Yeah, and then I tutor, which is just like I've done that since like middle school, and it's just like over Zoom and with like elementary middle schoolers, and so jobs like that where you just like literally can like make your own schedule and do your own thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking
always a good idea.
I'm thinking of babysitting
or like dog walking or like anything like that, especially here, like the rich people, like
hop on
like
that.
Beverly Hills,
Yeah.
like
Bel Air, Beverly Hills, and Brentwood.
Yeah, I had a job freshman year, but that didn't really work out. But there was schedule conflicts. That's why I recommend on campus, because I literally wrote out my schedule, gave it to my manager. Wrote my schedule, gave it to my manager, would still schedule me during class.
And on-campus jobs are so thirsty for workers.
Yeah, they're hiring.
They always have a graduating class leaving.
I will say, like, because I work with ASUCLA, which is like the main organization like on campus that runs like the student employees. The way that I like submit my scheduling, and it's so much more flexible because the manager also was a student here. Usually, like right now, I think all the supervisors are juniors because the seniors just graduated, and some of the seniors like don't want to be senior supervisors. So like it's all juniors. So we're like the bosses. We know how student life is. Like we know that everybody's got a difficult schedule. Like my manager knows that I'm a nursing major, and so I told him like I don't know how many hours I can commit to each week if I have a clinical or I have a midterm or a lab, and he was like, that's fine. Just give me your new schedule every week. So it's so much more understanding because like we're on campus and they know like we're students and we're working for students.
You have a life outside
so
of it.
it's so much more
It
flexible.
kind of transitions into our next question.
It kind of does, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Our next question is, oh my god, where'd it go?
How do you find-
Yeah, how do you find balance between social life and fun?
I don't think we've
and,
had
like,
to
and
worry
school
about
and-
that too
yeah.
much yet.
I saw like one TikTok that I like follow, like coincidentally, and it was saying that like had to have like your like work weekend, which is like Thursday, Friday, and like Saturday, to like that's your like chill days, and then I tend to front load my work at the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
I work
a
a
lot
lot.
of
I
people do
work
that.
really, really hard on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so that I can have a break later on in the week.
Yeah.
Thirsty Thursday.
That's how going into this quarter, like obviously I'm doing a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
Sorry.
Doing a lot of stuff. So sometimes it can be really hard to find that balance between social life and work and
Sure.
school
But it's so
and
important.
clubs and all that stuff. But it really is important, and like
Yeah.
I'm a procrastinator in everything I do, which isn't the best trait, and I'm really working on it. And actually, like, it's kind of hard for me, but ADHD things, it's fine. But I'm working on it, and you definitely can find that balance, and it's really important that finding that balance is something you do prioritize.
Early
Especially
on.
because
Early
when
on.
we're
Uh-huh.
nurses, we need to really take care of ourselves. That's
Exactly.
something you're going to learn this year.
Exactly.
With
We have a club for
Anissa.
that. It's called Wellness and Nursing.
Dr. Salem.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I forgot we can't really.
you can't like you can't provide like, and Jaden brings up a really good point, like when we do become nurses, like we won't be able to provide care for other people if we can't provide care for ourselves. So
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
really important to,
And that's something they really like.
That's something
drill
they,
down on, too.
they emphasize
and
on
we're
a
like
lot.
and we are students, and at the end of the day, like the point of us being here is to be students and to be focused on school and concerned
sure.
about our education.
Yeah.
But that
Always have a
doesn't
good
mean
time.
right, but that doesn't mean that we can't still like do fun things in our free time and make free
Right,
time.
like last
if we
year-
spent all the day studying every single day of every single week
We
for
don't.
all quarters,
That'd
like
be it.
that would be like we wouldn't have a
Yeah,
life, and that's
yeah.
not sustainable for school either.
I
That's not
think,
fun.
especially for the first 2 years, like we said, we can't really speak on like third and fourth year yet.
Mhm.
But
We're
like,
saying this all now.
I think
We'll
I
watch
don't
this in a
think-
year.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a huge concern yet for freshmen.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
there's so many activities you can
And do things together, like do bonding
Yeah.
activities.
Yeah.
Like
We do bonding activities.
last
and they're great.
spring,
Yeah.
last spring we had Friday, like we didn't have class on Fridays, and we would do fun Fridays where we would go and do something fun every week, like
Like
go
we
to the
went to-
beach or like
yeah.
get dinner or like go
Yeah.
have a picnic or
Yeah.
like fun things like that.
Yeah.
So
We're
do
doing
that
wonderful
And learn
Wonderful Wednesdays now
this year.
because we don't have class
Yeah.
on Wednesdays. So
And
I'll
learn
be
the
there.
beautiful balance between saying yes to things and saying no to things.
Yes.
Know when something is
Or
too
no.
much for your schedule, but also like don't be completely closed off to certain social events and things like that. Just because you want to have fun, especially in those
Yeah.
first 2 years.
Yeah.
No.
For sure.
okay, so the next question is, what books or material do you
You need
for certain nursing classes? On average, how many, and best place to get them for free?
PDFs, bae.
Z Library and LibGen are your
LibGen.
best friends.
LibGen,
Yeah.
love my life.
Basically,
there's
LibGen and Z
places-
Library.
There's places
There's
you
places
can
you can get them.
Just look up PDFs, stuff like that.
hit us up.
I just winked. Can you edit that out?
And you can ask other nursing
I-
students if they have any textbooks from past
Right.
years. Work with
Yeah.
the cohort. Okay, hello. Work with the cohort. See if they have other resources.
Right.
It's just we have a big community of stuff. So
Thanks, Jaden.
If you know, and if you don't,
oh, best place to get them.
Can we
Yeah.
not do this question?
Also, another thing. Hold on. Another thing about this is
on
that
average, how many?
I don't know.
I
Depends
feel
on the
like I
class.
have yet to really like buy a textbook. Like I feel like the textbooks that we really need will be like an online like thing that we already got signed up for anyway.
Like a program,
Like an inclusive access
Yeah.
like program.
Yeah.
Or it'll be one that we can find online.
Yeah.
Or like the only time I've really bought like
I
digital
bought that.
textbooks or bought like paper textbooks is for like GEs, like weird ones where you like
Yeah.
Give me.
Girls.
girls, please, ladies.
On average, how many? On
Sorry.
average, how many depends on your classes.
It does. Yeah.
I would say 3 to 4.
I wouldn't stress.
4 to
I
5.
really
The amount
wouldn't
you
stress
actually
about
have to
textbooks
read,
that
probably
much.
1 to 2.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Don't buy textbooks before class starts.
Yeah.
It may be tempting unless you can find them online,
And they
and
say
unless
to.
it says very explicitly that you will need it.
Sometimes-
Even if it says it explicitly,
Don't.
ask other students that took the class.
Yeah.
Because they'll trick you,
Yeah.
especially if it's their own text. If it's the professor's textbook, they're just trying to make money off of you.
This-
half the time.
This goes out to my nursing mentor, Matthew. You still have not answered my text about what textbooks we actually need for this fall quarter, so I'd really like for you to respond.
I'm keeping that in.
Hit me up. Yeah, but like ask around.
Yeah.
People will know.
People
yeah.
know.
Oh,
People will be
yeah.
able to help.
Comment
you.
on Lisa's video. She might.
Yeah, I can
yeah.
help
She's
you
a
out.
little too famous
Well,
for
well,
that.
well,
but-
DM me on Instagram.
We're here
figure it
for
out.
you.
Yeah,
yeah,
we're here for
we
you.
got you.
We will
And that
support
goes
you.
for this whole video too. If you have any questions about anything we've said or like
Or if
anything
you have
we
any
didn't say,
ideas for future podcasts,
If you have
episodes.
more questions, we love the camera. We
Yeah,
will do this.
yeah. We'll do it
if you
again.
couldn't
We'll do
tell,
another one.
If you couldn't tell,
We like talking.
Okay.
Even if you want to talk about things that are not nursing related, we will. Like,
That's why this isn't a specific.
It's Bruin
Bruin
Banter.
Banter.
Doesn't even have to be Bruin. Just
You can
banter.
DM us on Instagram. We'll put our our
Yeah.
handles in the bio.
Yeah.
Oh, not the
Follow
bio.
me.
The
Us.
description.
the description.
Follow me on
Oh,
Instagram.
me and Lisa.
Yeah.
Or Lisa. This is Lisa's channel.
Well, there'll be something here. My
intruders.
Instagram's connected to
We're
this.
intruders.
You can comment. You can do whatever. There'll be plenty of things.
We'll help you. We're here
Yeah,
for you.
we're
Moral of the
here for
story,
you.
we're here for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Slay.
Next question. Do you suggest sticking to a daily schedule?
No,
No,
you can't.
What does that even mean?
Not
Yeah.
possible.
not
what does that mean?
possible.
Well, oh,
Your
I guess.
schedule-
Okay.
Too many
okay.
things come up.
That's interesting because I was thinking like a planner, but that's different.
No,
Like daily
because
You
schedule-
can't
okay,
have the
okay.
same schedule every day.
you classes are so sporadic. I mean,
Who's calling me?
you can't
You're gonna
like
drive
you-
yourself crazy if
You
you
have a
try.
class at 8 a.m. one day, the next day you have a class at 2 p.m. Like that's just not the same schedule.
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
gonna have a very
Yeah.
different day. It's
Like-
just-
Yeah.
I like.
it's not like high school. It's not like you have an
Almost
8. It's not like you have an 8 like from 8 to 3.
Yeah.
Your classes are different every single day. You can do the same things, but like it's not going to be a daily schedule.
Yeah,
sure,
and
yeah.
that doesn't mean that having like some routine isn't good, but you
Yeah.
like don't let it get to the point where like you have like a daily planner for like every Monday I'm going to do this, every Tuesday I'm
And
going
you
to
don't.
do this,
Yeah. You
and
don't
then it
wanna
gets
plan it
messed
out
up
too
and
much,
you're like,
it
oh my
stresses you
God.
out.
Yeah,
and-
exactly.
That's something you need to be lenient. As much
need
as
to
you
learn
want
how
to
to
be
be spontaneous.
organized, as much as you want to be organized and scheduled, at the same time you need to be able
Yeah.
to have
Figure out a
free
balance.
way.
Yeah.
Best skill for college. That's a good point, Jaden. The best skill for college is like learning how to go with the flow a little bit more.
Because shit happens.
Oh yeah, that should happen. Yeah.
What are some fun or affordable things to do for fun on the weekends?
Let's go to the beach each.
Let's go get away.
I mean, this is kind
And
of like
there's
what we were
buses
talking
to
about
the
with Fun
beach, too.
Fridays.
Yeah.
There's so much, like surprisingly, so much public transport in
Oh, yeah.
LA. Like you don't,
Oh,
you won't
yeah.
expect it, but it's there. You just gotta look for it, and you
There's
gotta
a-
get the apps. What's the app that we use?
Like Blue Bus.
All Trails? No.
All
Metro,
Trails
the
is
Metro
hiking,
app.
big babe.
Oh, but yeah.
There's
Metro.
there's a specific Metro app that helps.
Micro Metro.
Move It too also works.
Yeah,
but
there's
the
some
tap,
good
the tap app.
Guys, there's a million things to do on campus too.
Oh,
that
yeah.
too. Yeah,
There's a
there's
million and one
museums
things.
and like
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Things that
Go
you
to the
wouldn't even think
guys.
to
Go
go
to the geology.
Down for a song playing on your custom station.
Alexa,
Alexa,
stop.
Go to the geology building. It's so cool. There's like geodes and rocks and dinosaur bones in there. It's
Where is that?
really cool. It's right by the Court of Sciences where I work. It's like
By the
Yeah.
mathematics.
By
I
the
need to hop
mathematics.
on that. What the
yeah, I
frick?
know. I went for the first time.
Didn't even know
It's
about
so
that.
cool. And
Yeah.
they have a meteorite gallery, guys,
wow
on campus. And we have art museums. We have the
It's
Hammer.
actually the 5th largest in the nation.
Yes, we have the Hammer, which is in Westwood. That's free admission. That's a nice little art museum. We
a lot of
have-
places nearby give like student prices
Yeah.
too, and like discounts. Like the Getty's right there.
Yeah, right out the
Sawtelle's a
window.
fun place. I wouldn't say Sawtelle. I mean, it's not expensive, but or it's not
Like for
free.
food.
But Sawtelle
We
has
have
a
our
little like
favorite plant nursery there.
yeah.
I was just there. That's where I got that plant.
Really?
Yeah.
no, you
I
didn't.
didn't. I got the pot. We got that plant
Guest
there.
appearance.
Oh.
Guest appearance. Okay, you guys. I got a plant yesterday. This is really just. Here she is. Her name is Jezebel.
For those listening to audio only.
No one's listening to audio.
For those listening to
When are we
audio
uploading this
only.
on
We are actually
Spotify?
showing a
Real
terracotta
tree.
pot with a monstera.
Okay,
It's a monstera.
there's a bajillion things to do.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll find things. You'll know people that find things. Like
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Literally
just-
look
next
up
question.
things to do near UCLA. You're
Great.
fine.
Okay.
Cool. Swag. Slay.
How did you make your best friends at college?
Zoom.
Zoom University.
And
Right. I mean, we kind of touched on that.
I would
before.
say like within
Dorms.
within the nursing program, Zoom.
Literally.
Reaching out to people.
I don't think I would have
make
known.
friends.
Honestly, like,
I was talking to Brian about this today.
I literally would not have.
We would not have been friends.
We
if
would
it
not be
hadn't
friends.
have been for Zoom.
If it hadn't been
The
for
easiest,
Zoom.
okay, but like other than Zoom, in person, the easiest way to make friends with people, like be in like the same things as people, but also like even just inviting
Clubs,
someone
like,
out to
on
a
your
meal.
floor. Yes.
Like, I met my
Yeah.
best friend in the sorority that I'm in right now, but I've met my other best friends, like, in school, like, right here, like, through nursing. Like, you do that,
Yeah.
like, on
Through work,
Zoom,
yeah.
through
Clubs,
classes.
through-
Like, you have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
The biggest, like, advice, like, for college, just in general, is, like, and this is something that I was really nervous about, like, you can't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone to make friends. Like, you have to be
Yeah.
willing to, because everybody's scared. Like,
Keep in
everybody's thinking the same things
Everybody's
as
in
you.
the same boat.
And everyone's
Exactly.
trying to make friends.
Everyone's trying to make
As a
friends.
freshman, everybody's trying to make friends. Nobody knows what they're doing. No,
Especially in the
You
beginning of
guys-
the year. Right now's the time, guys.
Yes,
if I get this video up in time,
No,
it's still
my
the time.
my favorite move that I did last year for the first time of classes and classes that I didn't have with them, I would walk up to someone that I was like, okay, they seem like they'd be pretty nice, and I'd be like, this is this class, right? Like, I'm in the right class. And he'd be like, yeah, like, do you want to sit next to me? And I'd be like,
Iconic.
sure. And then I got their number and they got my number and then we got coffee. Like, boom, friends.
Yeah.
Also, like, complaining about professors or, like, complaining about classes. Literally, like, complaining is, like, the easiest way to make friends.
Basically, in other words, just say hi to everyone.
Yeah.
Be friendly,
and-
be approachable.
Literally,
like-
we're third years and we still don't know what we're doing. Nobody knows what you're
Yeah.
doing. Nobody.
And like, are you kidding? Like, we wrote on our door, like, come see our fish, like, come visit our room, and like, we've had people.
I'm 20.
We've had people come into our room like that we haven't even met. Like, my roommates are both seniors, and we're still super excited to meet people. We're like, oh my god, people came into our room. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Like, we made friends. Like, everyone wants to make friends.
I'm
Everyone,
friends with freshmen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Nobody- it
no
doesn't
one cares
matter.
about that.
Yeah. Well,
unless
they
they're
shouldn't.
annoying, and then
They
you don't want to be
shouldn't.
friends with them anyway.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Period.
Only surround yourself with good people.
Uh-huh.
How did you avoid getting sick of your roommates or floor mates getting sick? I
Okay,
think this
oh.
means in terms of like
Getting tired of
like
them.
getting tired of them,
Not
like
getting along with them.
cabin fever or stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Go outside.
Have other friends.
Have other friends.
Yeah.
Your dorm
I
is
really like
just-
my roommates. I have no problems with them. Also, I found that like in every living situation I've been in, there's always going to be people that are like leaving for the weekend or that are like going somewhere or that are out. Like, it's never, even in a triple, like at the like I was in a classic triple last year, which is literally the tiniest, smallest, like worst living situation, and like it never felt crowded. Like we were always, I mean, we were all very close. Like,
Just-
granted, I understand that, but like
That's not like, and that's why it's important, like, to find the people that you click
Right,
with, like,
yeah.
that, like, and that may not happen for you with your roommates, and like, that's okay.
that's
Like,
okay.
you
That
don't
just
need
means
be
that you get to
besties.
go and study
Literally
at like
last
fun
year-
study places like
Yeah.
Last
Palo.
year
Exactly.
in my dorm, I wasn't really friends with my roommates. Last year in my dorm, we had this like unofficial agreement that there would be like one person in the room at a time.
Yeah.
Like I almost all of the day, like one person would be in the room, and then if you walk in and you see another person, the other person just walked out to study in the lounge.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
terms of actually getting sick, I am not the person. Actually, I'm not the person.
Oh, we're talking
answering
about
that
actually getting sick.
question.
Yeah. Taylor's actually sick right now.
Yeah, I get sick.
It's not
I'm a
COVID.
sickly. It's not COVID. It's a sinus infection and swimmer's ear. Anyways, that's embarrassing
Look that
for me. I'm always sick. I was really sick basically all of fall quarter last year and all of spring quarter. Just over and over, like one after the other. And it wasn't COVID anytime. I got like the flu and then I got a cold and then I got all this. So I'm not the person to ask about that. The best way to do that is wear your mask and like stay like outdoors and doing things like to keep you like mentally healthy is
sure.
I would say more important or actually not more important but just as important as your physical health.
Yeah.
Because they like push and pull off of each other. I noticed that I was like the most mentally unwell is also when I was the most physically unwell. So
Yes.
it's a balance.
Yes, for
Please
sure.
take care of yourself.
Take care of
as
yourself.
a nurse, take care of yourself.
Yep. Brush your
Well,
teeth.
Brush your teeth, take showers.
Take
It's hard, I
showers.
know.
Do a face
Eat your
mask every
food.
once
It's
in a
really
while.
hard. It's really hard to brush
Feed
your teeth.
yourself, babes.
Yes,
Feed
please,
yourself.
please eat. It's really hard
They
to
have really good food here.
Like
Yeah.
this is like the first time where you have to like really feed yourself.
And like do your laundry,
Eat
like change your sheets.
3 meals
like,
a day. So good for you.
Try
Yeah.
3 meals.
Try.
2 meals at least.
2 meals at least.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a meal plan, it shouldn't be hard.
Yeah. You can do it.
Okay, so
Wow.
kind of to get like concluding thoughts on this and kind of wrap this
Yeah.
up.
That's fun.
That was
That was
fun.
really
That was
fun.
really
It was
good.
a lot of fun.
I feel like that
I
was
just, like,
relatively informative. I feel like
We
I would
just,
have watched this. if-
Debriefed our entire
Yeah,
past week.
Yeah.
I feel like there wasn't like these were good questions. Like I think we like
Yeah.
covered a lot of things
If you have any other questions,
Please
Right.
drop
let
them
us
down in the
know.
in
comments.
the comments below.
Yeah, and
Please like this video.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. There's gonna be more. Basically, just to kind of give you an idea of what this podcast is gonna be, since
Yeah.
we didn't do that in the beginning. you can jump in at any time, but basically we want to like make this like a fun little thing. Like it's not just gonna be nursing, it's not just gonna be like Q&As and like structured videos. Like we're just gonna make it like
be silly.
talking about anything. We have so many ideas, like just silly like fun things, like kind of less structured, more just like casual conversation.
Can we make like a book talk video? Or I can make a book talk video. Oh, maybe that's what she draws a lot.
I don't read, but I guess
this has been in the works since like last year.
We've been trying to do this since literally freshman year. We had a Google Doc freshman year.
This literally since freshman year. That's what the Google Doc is from.
Yeah.
It's from our freshman year.
And we're gonna get better microphones that actually work.
Why are you insulting these microphones? They're definitely not all plugged into
and not all connected to the phone. Can you sit back down? We're not done yet.
Well,
so it's staying in now, yeah.
I'm Jaden.
Yeah, so
I'm Lisa, I'm Taylor, I'm John, and this was BRUIN BANTER.
This was BRUIN BANTER. Alright.
John,
See you
See you next time. That's all for now, folks, and until next time, see ya.